Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving into some fascinating stuff today. It really gets under your skin. It's the work of Antonio Gala, a writer and journalist. You guys sent in a bunch of excerpts, and wow, he really digs deep into how we think about money, poverty, the whole human condition.
It's amazing, isn't it, how relevant his writing from, decades ago still feels,
Right.
especially now.
Totally.
Right.
So for starters, Gala talks about this language of money and how it's used often to manipulate and control. Makes you think about power, right? Who has it, who doesn't?
Absolutely. And for him, this wasn't just some theory. He called himself the Avenger. Seriously, fought hard for artists, creators, anyone whose work was being, undervalued.
Which, hello, is still a huge debate. AI, copyright, the whole thing is like this constant push and pull between passion and, well, the market.
Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting. Gala connects this whole money thing to a sort of spiritual poverty. Like when you're so controlled by forces outside yourself, you feel trapped. He even says the money makes money, and you
We
just,
see it everywhere.
yeah,
The gap between the haves and have-nots, it's like this system designed to keep people down.
it's disheartening for sure.
Bleak, yeah. But what struck me is Gala doesn't just stop at the economics of it all. He gets into this poverty of the spirit idea,
Uh-huh.
like real wealth isn't your bank account, but how you live your life, your connections, your purpose.
He even defines a rich man, not by possessions, but by self-awareness, by empathy, by using what he has to make a difference. Powerful stuff.
Total contrast, right? It's not about how much, but what kind of person you are.
And he contrasts this with people so caught up in chasing wealth, they miss what matters, might have it all, but their souls are empty.
So busy chasing more, they forget to ask why. Like, what's the point of it all?
Exactly. And that leads to a big question. Can money buy happiness? Gala didn't seem convinced. In fact, he thought chasing it might lead to a different kind of poverty altogether.
It's like, what are we sacrificing in that chase?
And that takes us right into Gala's thinking on envy, which gets intense.
Yeah, because it's easy to see how wanting more becomes like resenting what others have, right? Especially now, social media, everyone's life looks perfect.
Totally. And Gala, he holds nothing back, calls envy the sadness of the good of others, eating us up from the inside. There's even that story, kind of disturbing. You know the one, with the woman.
Oh, yeah, the one where she tries to hurt a child because her own kid, the kid was jealous of the other one's height. Stuck with me, that one. How twisted envy can get.
Shows it's not just about stuff either, right? Could be talent, success, anything someone else has that we think we're missing out on.
That feeling of not enough,
Mm.
it's almost primal, isn't it? Got to tear others down to feel better. And Gala says it starts small, that resentment just simmers until
Insidious is the word he uses. Those little comparisons we make. Harmless at first, but they can turn nasty if we let them.
constantly sizing ourselves up against everyone else, their stuff, their achievements. Recipe for misery, if you ask me.
Wow.
100%. Someone's always going to have more, seem happy or whatever. And that's where Gala's whole true wealth idea comes back even stronger, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Defining ourselves by those external things is just setting ourselves up to never be content.
So what's the answer then? Because he wasn't saying money's evil, ditch it all right? But in a world obsessed with it, nah, he wasn't saying go full hermit, live in a cave, right? But there's this balance, gotta be aware of money's hold on us,
It's a tool, he said. Use it right, or it uses you.
Exactly. Like, what are we actually using it for? Does it line up with our values, or are we letting it call the shots?
You'd say the real value's in, well, us. Being decent, creative, loving towards each other. Those things money can't buy. And that takes effort, right? To not get sucked in by what everyone else is doing.
Hmm.
Gela thought we could build a different kind of world, though. One where, like, dignity mattered more than your bank statement.
Not some fantasy either, but a goal to work towards. He lived that way himself, standing up for what's right, supporting the arts.
So maybe we can each do our part, even if it's small. Starts with those questions we were talking about. Yeah, our own relationship with money and being, like, really aware of the messages we're getting bombarded with every day.
Resisting that fever of gold, he called it. Defining success for ourselves, not letting the world do it for us.
Lifelong thing, right? Got to keep questioning, pushing back against like, the default setting.
But imagine a world where who you are matters more than what you've got. That's something to work for.
Totally is.
Yeah.
So as you go about your day, think about what's stuck with you from Gala's work. How does it hit home for you? What even small thing can you do to, make things a little more about people, less about profits?
Good stuff to think about.
For sure. This was a great deep dive. Thanks to you guys for sending in such thought-provoking stuff. We'll be back next time exploring more topics that matter. Until then, keep learning, keep those questions coming, and keep the conversation going strong.